So today, somebody is coming to look at the RX-7. And because of that, I'm taking a drive real quick to just go pick up some paint rollers at Lowe's, because this might be the last time I get to drive the RX-7 for now. And because of that, I have, you know what? I'll announce it right now. We have secured the Stagea 260 RS. It is now officially ours, or mine, technically. And because we have now secured the Stagea, we, you know how I mentioned in one of the last videos that I needed to get like a R32 or R33 to figure out how essentially it compares to the Stagea, even though they're essentially the same thing. R33 GTR is essentially the coupe, and then the Stagea 260 RS is the wagon version of the essentially same car. They're about 200 to 300 pounds different. So that's what I wanted to see. The size of the car, the weight of the car, the body style of the car. Does it make it that much different on the drivetrain, the RB26? And so essentially I ended up finding out that I got that I won an auction for an R33 GTR. Not just any R33 GTR, and Midnight Purple R33 GTR. And unfortunately I cannot have both because the R33 GTR puts me over the limit of what I want in my garage. So that one will be essentially for sale. Ooh, popping, baby, popping. So I'll be driving it for like a month or two, and then I'll put it up for sale so I can recoup some of that money, because while I technically bought it, right, so I can afford it, I'd rather have that money for something else, like making the Stagea 260 RS 500 horsepower, 600 horsepower. We'll see what happens. I think 500 is a sweet spot for any car from the 90s. So we'll see what happens. But we will essentially be reselling the R33 GTR. If I haven't sold the RX-7 by the time the Stagea gets here, I don't know if I'm gonna keep it or if I'm gonna continue trying to sell it. I'm not really sure, because that'll actually put me way over what I want to spend on my cars. So at least for right now, I don't want to be having $100,000 car garage or something like that. That's just not me. So I'm fine with having a $40,000 car in the garage, but I'm not fine with having a couple cars that are worth over $100,000. That's not me at all. Maybe in the future when I'm loaded, you know, maybe in the future when YouTube's doing really good. But for right now, I cannot have a $100,000 garage. That's just not gonna happen. But the crazy thing is, if the RX-7 does not sell, I'll have an RX-7, I'll have an R33 GTR in Midnight Purple, and I'll have a Stagea 260 RS all at the same time. I have to sell 2 out of 3 cars. I cannot keep all 3. The Stagea, it'll be like a $36,000 car. I won it on an auction, so I won't essentially be paying that. Same thing with the R33 GTR. I won it on auction, so I won't essentially be paying that either. But the R33 GTR, I've seen them sell anywhere from 55 to 75. So I don't know if the Midnight Purple will actually add much value. I assume it'll add probably like $5,000 in value because of the color. So probably Midnight Purple, you're probably looking at $60,000 to $75,000 for the R33 GTR. And the RX-7, those are usually anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000. Sometimes you see them as high as $45,000. But those are usually like the different trim levels, like the RB Bathurst, something like that, will be around 45. If you go for even higher than that, Spirit R, which you can't get in the States yet, legally, you will definitely be spending like 60, like R33 GTR money on that. So yeah, and I can't get it yet. So what I was planning on doing was, you know, selling the R33 GTR, finding a Supra, driving that for a little while, sell that, because again, I don't want to have a $100,000 garage. Find a Spec R, S15 Spec R. I think that would be another cool car to drive. Drive it for a couple months, sell that. I know that sounds crazy. Oh, this guy's just going to be reselling cars. Well, that's the only way I can do this. Honestly, there's no other way for me to do this without selling the cars after owning them for a while, because I cannot afford to keep them for that long. I honestly, so if it wasn't for gas, maintenance, and everything else, insurance is not too bad on historical vehicles. You probably, if I had all three cars and I decided to keep all three cars, insurance on those three cars will probably be like $1,500 for an entire year. So about $500 for a year, maybe even less depending on the car. And yeah, so we'll see what I decide to do. I definitely, my cousin was like, dude, just sell the RX7 and the Stagea and keep the R33. And I'm just like, honestly, the R33, you know, GTRs, they're all cool, right? But honestly, a Stagea 260RS is a R33 GTR in wagon form. So why wouldn't I keep the more practical version of the car and just have fun with it? Because at the end of the day, a practical car that you can have fun with is probably better than an unpractical car that you can have fun with, in my opinion. Like the RX7 is a super fun car, but it's so unpractical. And because it's so unpractical, I am limited in what I can do with this car. And because I'm limited in what I can do with this car, I decided to sell it so I can get a more practical car. So there's that. So I'm about to be at Lowe's now. I will update you guys after the meet with this person if he decided to buy it or not. And we'll see what happens. But as of right now, I own a RX7, a Nissan Stagea 260RS, and a R33 GTR. Goodness gracious. I never thought in my entire existence that I would be able to own these cars at the same time. Obviously, you work hard to own cars, at least one car at a time, but at the same time, that's just outrageous. Now, obviously, I don't like having like loans, and I don't like having payments on cars, so the RX-7 was spot cash. The 260RS, most of it was cash. The deposit was cash. You know, it was just like I needed to, in order to get the other cars before I sold the RX-7, I had to do it with payments, and I don't like having payments. So as soon as the RX-7 sells, it's going straight towards the loan and paying off the R33 GTR and the Stagea, or the majority of it. You know, like probably like 75% of it will be paid off with the RX-7. So, and then once I decide to sell the R33, obviously I'll get my money back, so it's not a huge deal. I said I was going to keep you in the loop. Car's still here. It didn't sell. But I have somebody else from Missouri messaging me about it. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it's still here right now. And I still have about 3 weeks before the next car arrives, the Stagea. And then I have about a month, no, 2 months from now, from this moment, when the R33 arrives. So we don't know what's happening. We don't know what's happening, but the car's still here. Car's still here. I don't know. I'm kind of, if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. That's where I'm at right now, but still here. So if you made it this far into the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that I put out in the future. As always, peace.